MAG's Centennial Sculpture Park was an integral part of our 2013 centennial year. That phase one really started that work, but phase two, to our mind, really completed it. Building a landscape that is inviting, that is meant to create a space for our Rochester community to walk through, to enjoy the grounds, and to feel welcomed onto the grounds. We wanted to be certain that we were bringing in artists who came from a range of backgrounds and ethnic and racial diversity. People can see themselves in our collection, and that's the same for the sculpture park as well.
I was diagnosed with triple-negative invasive ductal carcinoma at the age of 37. I decided to go with Wilmot Cancer Institute. From the first time that I met with my oncologist, I knew that this was going to be a good fit. I feel like they're a part of my family, for now until eternity. They were fabulous. My daughter Ava, she's always been super crafty, so she started making breast cancer bracelets and keychains. For a donation, Ava will make you a bracelet or a keychain, and she ended up raising $1,500. She's used it to purchase products for cancer patients that are going through the same things that her mom went through. I'm glad to see you on this end of it.
Yes, me too.
To see your kids have to kind of grow up and go through something like that is hard. It's scary. I just want them to be good people, and I want them to always think about doing something for the community. And I know because we went through that they will step up for somebody else, and they already have.
I was born blind due to a genetic condition. Eastman is a very welcoming space and encouraging, but there's always work that can be done to make an environment more inclusive and accessible. I've been fortunate to obtain about $20,000 in outside scholarship help to buy a braille embosser and audio equipment and things like that so that I can produce notation and music quickly and easily. My hope is that there can be a student group on campus for disabled students to ensure that the spirit of Meliora includes all musicians.
I am engaged in research that looks at youth suicide and suicidal behavior. My main focus is to understand what are those risk factors early on in a child's life that we can intervene upon. One of my goals is to work with community so that we can actually understand which supports would be best. So I think the one thing that I would like to do is educate not only parents, but school staff members and other community leaders to know what those signs are so they can understand if that child is suffering from depression or even having suicidal thoughts and behaviors so that they know how to act and how to do so and do it well. I think for me, what's really important is that I can be a resource. I want to be a resource for the community. I want to not only, do my research because that's what I love doing, but I want to be able to give back.
I think museums have a long history of having this sense of a temple on the hill, right? This remote, inaccessible, potentially intimidating sort of space for many people. So we have to make the extra effort to extend ourselves into our community.
I'd like to continue working on accessibility in the music field and ensuring that future generations of blind and visually impaired musicians and musicians of all disability can have an easier, more equitable time than the people who came before them.
I wanted this to not define our family, but refine our family. I wanted us to grow closer and do community outreach and push for things and just be better people because we went through something horrible and hard and really kind of life-changing. And sometimes it's okay to go through something bad if you can turn it into something good.